Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriya. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadrayeshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 3, Pastimes of Krishna outside Vrindavan, text number 7 onwards. Tatra hritasta naradeva kanya kujena drishtva harimartha bandhum utthaya sadyo jagruhu praharsha vridanuraga prahitavalokaha. There in the house of the demon, all the princesses kidnapped by Narkasura at once became alert upon seeing the Lord, the friend of the distressed. They looked upon him with eagerness, joy, and shyness, and offered to be his wives. Narkasura kidnapped many daughters of great kings and kept them imprisoned in his palace. But when he was killed by the Lord, and the Lord entered the house of the demon, all the princesses were enlivened with joy and offered to become his wives, because the Lord is the only friend of the distressed. Unless the Lord accepted them, there would be no chance of their being married, because the demon kidnapped them from their father's custody, and therefore no one would agree to marry them. According to Vedic society, girls are transferred from the custody of the father to the custody of the husband. Since these princesses had already been taken away from the custody of their fathers, it would have been difficult for them to have any husband other than the Lord himself. So, yes, Vedic customs are like that. So girls are transferred from the custody of father to the custody of husband, where first they are protected by the father when they are not married, after marriage by the husband, and if the husband dies, and when they're old, then the ladies are protected by their sons. Nowhere it is mentioned that they were exploited by the husbands or the fathers or the sons. They would be protected, they would be looked after, cared for. But now, this being Kali Yuga, so that custom is still going on, or in a perverted way, the custom is still going on, but security part, taking care of part is completely gone, and it's like exploitation or so many things go on in the name of our religion, or in the name of our tradition, or in the name of our Vedic society and this and that. But nowhere it is said that the girls or wives should be beaten up, wives should be exploited. In fact, now, I mean, with the Kali Yuga progressing more, now the wives are exploiting the husbands or the in-laws. So the whole system has gone topsy-turvy. That's why so many youngsters I meet, they say, we don't even want to get married, either boy or a girl. They say, we are happy. We would rather live in a live-in relationship than get married and then go through all this problems. So Vedic society, it was based on mutual respect and care. Even the Varnashram system, it was not that Shudras were supposed to be exploited or beaten up or taken advantage of some other way, or the Brahman should become corrupt, or the Kshatriyas should become corrupt, and the Vaishyas should just exploit the whole society because they have the money, or Kshatriyas rule because they have the power, because they have the power, they can do whatever they want. The whole system has gone completely upside down in Kali Yuga. And that's when it's hard to follow, very difficult to follow all the principles of Vedic texts. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came and he saw the situation of Kali Yuga, and obviously he knew what is going to happen in Kali Yuga and what's going to happen later on in Kali Yuga. So that's why he said, you guys cannot do anything else except just chant the holy names. Of course, that doesn't mean by chanting everything will become Satyuga again. Of course, it can become if you're chanting properly and following the rules and regulations properly. So we can come to the mode of goodness. All of us can come, even go beyond the mode of goodness. But to be on the practical side, it's going to be difficult. I don't want to say it's difficult, that's why we should not do it. We should do it. But Kali Yuga is really taking effect. So all we can do is just pray to Krishna for the well-being and upkeep of the society and do our best. That's all we can do. Text 8. Asam muhurta ekasmin nanagareshu yoshitam savidam jagrihe pani anurupa somayaya. All those princesses were lodged in different apartments, and the Lord simultaneously assumed different bodily expansions exactly matching each and every princess. He accepted their hands in perfect rituals by his internal potency. In the Brahma Samhita, the Lord is described as follows in regard to his innumerable plenary expansions. Advaitam achyutam anadim anantarupam adyam purana purusham navayovanacha Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atman bhakto govindamadi purusham tamaham kudam. The Lord Govinda, whom I worship, is the original personality of Godhead. He is non-different from his innumerable plenary expansions, who are all infallible, original, and unlimited, and who have eternal forms. Although he is primeval, the oldest personality, he is always fresh and young. By his internal potency, the Lord can expand himself into various personalities of Swam Prakash and again into Prabhav and Vaibhav forms, and all of them are non-different from one. The forms into which the Lord expanded to marry the princesses in different apartments were all slightly different just to match each and every one of them. So they were lodged into different apartments after they were brought from Narkasura's palace to Dwarka. So in Dwarka, they were kept in different, here it says apartments, but actually they kept in different palaces. And the Lord expanded himself just to match each and every one of them. Means some girls could be taller, some girls could be shorter. So Krishna wanted to be the perfect match for every girl. And he expanded himself, and all of his different expansions, they had the same potency. They are called Vaibhav Vilas forms of the Lord and are affected by his internal potency, Yog Maya. So they are Swam Prakash, then they are Parabhav form, and then there's a Vaibhav, Parabhav Vilas, and Vaibhav Vilas. There's so many different enumerations. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his discussion with Sanatana Goswami in Banaras, he gave him so much of details of all the incarnations and all the expansions. It's amazing. So probably whenever we get to study Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can discuss that in detail. Text 9. Tasva patyanya janyada atnutulyani sarvataha ekekasyam dasha prakritir vibhushaya. Just to expand himself according to his transcendental features, the Lord begot in each and every one of them 10 offsprings with exactly his own qualities. So all 16,108 queens Krishna begot in each of them 10 boys and actually one girl also. So because it is a 10 offsprings with exactly his own quality. So they were the 10 boys. So such a big family he had. Text 10. Kalamagad shalvadi nikarundatah puram ajighanastvayam divyam sopunsam tej adishat. Kalyavan, the king of Magad and Shalva, attacked the city of Mathura. But when the city was encircled by their soldiers, the Lord refrained from killing them personally, just to show the power of his own men. After the death of Kansa, when Mathura was encircled by the soldiers of Kalyavan, Jarasandha, and the Shalva, the Lord seemingly fled from the city, and thus he is known as Ranachor, the one who fled from fighting. Actually, the fact was that the Lord wanted to kill them through the agency of his own men, devotees like Muchkunda and Bhima. Kalyavan and the king of Magad were killed by Muchkunda and Bhima respectively, who acted as agents of the Lord. By such acts, the Lord wanted to exhibit the prowess of his devotees, as if he were personally unable to fight, but his devotees could kill them. The relationship of the Lord with his devotees is a very happy one. Actually, the Lord descended at the request of Brahma in order to kill all the undesirables of the world. But to divide the share of glory, he sometimes engaged his devotees to take the credit. The battle of Kurukshetra was designed by the Lord himself, but just to give credit to his devotee Arjuna. Nimitta matram bhavasabe sanchi. He played the part of the charioteer, while Arjuna was given the chance to play the fighter and thus become the hero of the battle of Kurukshetra. What he wanted to do himself by his transcendental plans, he executes through his confidential devotees. That is the way of the Lord's mercy towards his pure, unalloyed devotees. So this story of Jarasandh, king of Magad, attacking Mathura, again, it's a beautiful story. What happened was when Krishna came to Mathura from Dwarka, and as we studied, he killed Kamsa. So after Kamsa was killed, Maharaj Ugrasen was enthroned, and Krishna Balram left for Ujjain to study at Sandipni Muni's ashram. After they came back, Jarasandh attacked Mathura. Why? Because Kansa was son-in-law of Jarasandh. So Jarasandh, he was a powerful demon, very powerful king. And Jarasandh was angry with Krishna because he made his and Jarasandh's daughters widows by killing Kansa. So when Jarasandh attacked Krishna, Krishna could have easily killed him, but Krishna killed all his soldiers, all his army, and he left Jarasandh alone. So Jarasandh ran back. He just somehow saved his life and ran back to Magad. And he went back and he consulted his ministers, and they said, and he was like, okay, I got defeated, and the code of Kshatriya is once you get defeated, you don't fight with that king again. You basically accept his supremacy over you. But Jarasandh's ministers advised him, no, Maharaj, you came back. Actually, Krishna got scared of you. So that's why he did not kill you, he let you go. So somehow they convinced him. So again, Jarasandh, and every time he attacked, we have one Akshohini Sena. So one Akshohini, just to, of course, Prabhupada has given all the numbers. Just to give a sense, was in the war of Mahabharata, 18 Akshohini Senas from both sides combined. 11 from Kuru side and 7 from Pandava side. That is what they fought in Mahabharata. So Krishna killed all the whole army of one Akshohini and let Jarasandh go. Now, why did he let Jarasandh go? because he knew Jarasandha would gather more soldiers and come back to attack him. And instead of, because Krishna's another purpose is uh, to kill the demons, to annihilate the demon. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. So his point was Jarasandha would go back and he'll collect more army of demons and he'll come and attack him. And Krishna said, I'll kill them. So the point was, instead of Krishna going around and finding all the demons, let the demons come to him. And then Krishna would easily kill them. Of course, not only Krishna, it was Yadavs and Balramji also. They were fighting. So 17 times Jarasandha attacked. Or I guess 16 times he attacked, and every time he was, his army was killed, everybody was killed, and he was let alone to go back. So 17th time when he attacked, before he attacked, what he did was he called all the Brahmins in his kingdom. Although he used to respect Brahmins, he used to give them lots of donations, and every time he would take their permission to come. But this time he collected all the Brahmins because he was frustrated by losing 16 times. And that's a big insult for a king like Jarasandha. He was a very powerful king. He wasn't just an ordinary king. So he called all the Brahmins and he told them that you all give me the benediction of being victorious this time. Otherwise, when I come back, I'm going to kill all of you and your family members. So Brahmins, they knew how demoniac and how powerful this Jarasandha is. So they gave him the benediction. So this time when he came, 17th time, and he also called his friend, this Kalyavan. So Kalyavan was a Yavan, and he was big size and like big body and black, completely black. His description is given in the 10th canto. So idea was Kalyavan should engage Krishna and Jarasandha would attack Maki. So when Kalyavan came, and now Krishna had to somehow engage him. So Krishna saw Kalyavan somehow and then he engaged him by going to fight but not fighting, and Krishna started running away from Kalyavan, and Kalyavan got angry. He said, what kind of warrior you are? You're a coward? You're running away from battle? And you say you're king and you have killed this, they're all stories. And Krishna would not answer. He just started walking away. And it was very insulting for Kalyavan because he was a great warrior. So he started running after Krishna. And every time he would try to catch Krishna, but Krishna would be just a little bit away from his reach. So running like this, Krishna came to a cave and Kalyavan came after him. In the cave, I believe that cave is near Dwarka, somewhere near Dwarka. So in the cave, when they entered, there was this King Muchkund. You read that in the purport. So King Muchkund was lying down. Now who was Muchkund? Muchkund was a king, very pious king. And he had gone to help the demigods in their fight against the demons. And he had been victorious. But after the fight, he became very tired. So so the demigods asked him, what benediction do you want? He said, I am very tired. I just want to take rest. I want to sleep. I want to go back on Earth because he was from planet Earth. And he said, just want to sleep. And give me benediction. Anybody who disturbs my sleep, anybody who makes me wake up, and when I get up, and if I look at that person should die. Demigod said, okay, that's easy, no problem. But King Muchkund, because he had served the demigod so nicely, uh, as a benediction, he was going to receive darshan of Krishna also. So Krishna knew Muchkund is sleeping in that cave, so he ran to that cave, and Kalevan was following him. Krishna ran, and he saw Muchkund sleeping, and he put his pitambar chadar on Muchkund, and Krishna hid himself. So Kalevan came running, and Kalevan saw that Krishna was lying down sleeping, and he is covered by his yellow chadar. And Kalevan got so angry. He said, "You rascal! You're running away from the battlefield. This is not a good gesture for a Kshatriya. And then you're lying down here, you're sleeping, you're pretending to sleep. You get up." And Kalevan just kicked King Muchkund, thinking that is Krishna. And King Muchkund got up, and he saw Kalevan. He saw that person who woke him up. And as soon as he saw Kalevan, Kalevan just dropped dead. He just burned into ashes. And then Muchkund was thinking, why did this happen? What happened here? And then he saw there was this yellow cloth on him. And then Krishna came out of the hiding, and he was smiling and told the whole story. And he said, Muchkund, you did the great service, and now you go back to get back to the Vaikuntha planets. So Muchkund left right away because he had taken darshan of Krishna, and Krishna had, as a prasadi also, he had given his yellow cloth to Muchkund. Now, but Jarasandha was still there, attacking Mathura. So Krishna went back, and then Krishna had already transferred everybody from Mathura to Dwarka. Now Krishna and Balram were only two there. So they fought for a while. They killed some of his soldiers, and then Krishna and Balram, although they are supreme personality of Godhead, they didn't need to run away, but they ran away from Jarasandha. So another reason was because Jarasandha had the benedictions of the Brahmins, and Krishna wants to protect his devotees, his Brahmins. Namo Brahman Devaya Go Brahman Hitaya. So that is also one of the reasons he ran away. And moreover, he wanted to give Jarasandha more time so he could collect more demoniac soldiers, and then Krishna thought, I'll take care of him later. So Krishna and Balram, they ran away, and running, they went on a mountain, very big mountain, tall mountain. It's yojans and yojans high, that is mentioned in Krishna book. So Jarasandha and his army, they were following him, and after a while, they could not find Krishna and Balram. So Jarasandha and the army, what they did, they encircled the whole mountain, and they put fire. They started a fire at the bottom of the mountain. But without them seeing anything, Krishna and Balram jumped from the top of the mountain into Dwarka. They didn't see it, they didn't notice it. And they thought Krishna Balram must have died, and they went back home happy, very happy. But obviously, when Jarasandha later found out Krishna is still alive, and when Krishna had gone to his city, where Bhima challenged him for fight, that was very surprising for Jarasandha, but he still chose Bhima to fight with. And then that is when Bhima killed him. But Krishna arranged all these demons to be killed somehow. Some of the demons he killed himself, and some of the demons he arranged for his devotees to kill, so that his devotees would get the credit. This is Krishna. This is Krishna and Krishna's devotee, and Krishna's relationship, Krishna's support, Krishna's protection for his devotees. So he himself is known as Ranchor. And there's a beautiful temple in Gujarat also in Dakor, Ranchor Raiji. But he doesn't mind if somebody calls him Ranchor or Makhanchor or some other names. Well, whenever, and the devotees are so loving, well, even if they take the name of Ranchor, even if they call Krishna as Ranchor, it's not out of enviousness or out of belittling him. It's out of love for him. They really enjoy his pastime of running away from the fight. They don't mind. So whatever Krishna does is sweet for them. Whatever he does is it's just so sweet. It just for them it's relishable. It's just some of his pastime. They relish it. Nobody was, oh, Krishna, what kind of man he was. He ran away. But devotees would all, oh, he ran away from Jarasam. And they loved it. They relished saying it. Because this is their love for Krishna. And Krishna, and they know Krishna has love, so much of love for them also. So that is a relationship we have to develop. So I guess we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Yavan means Muslim.
Now it means Muslim, but at that time there were no Muslims. Means Yavan, Malech, Chandal, they don't follow the Vedic Varnashram system. So anybody who's below that, below Shudras, they're all in that category.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
My clarification is not connected with the class today. I was just going through this Krishna book, Prabhuji, and in this chapter of deliverance of Shishupala, when the Rajasya Yag is done, the Prabhupada has mentioned against Bhisham Pitama in brackets, grandfather of Kurus. What is the connection, Prabhuji? Because he is not married, he is a brahmachari.
Yeah, in that way, no. But he was a son of what's his name? His father married Ganga, right?
Shantanu Prabhuji.
And Shantanu, yes, Shantanu. So Maharaj Shantanu married Ganga, and Maharaj Shantanu was little upset because Ganga's father said, no, you cannot marry my daughter. And Bhishma, Devavrat, that time his name was Devavrat. So Devavrat saw his father. He said, why you are so sad? And father told him the whole thing. So Devavrat went to Mother Ganga and talked to her father. That her father said, but this is the reason, because you are there. What will happen to my daughter's kids? So then Devavrat said, I'll not take over the kingdom. Then her father said, but your kids will take over the kingdom. Then he said, okay, I will not get married. I'll remain brahmachari. Fine. So then Shantanu married Ganga. And from Ganga, obviously, they didn't have... No, I'm sorry. Shantanu, Ganga is a real mother of Devvrat. But there was another Kanya, Satyavati, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Satyavati. So from Satyavati, Shantanu Maharaj had kids. I'm forgetting the names. So somehow those kids, one of those kids died because fighting with Gandharva, and another kid was living. And then Devvrat went to Kashi. He got 3 princesses, Amba, Ambika, and Balika, to marry that person. I'm forgetting his name. But somehow he also died.
Vichitra Vidya?
Vichitra Virya. Yeah, Vichitra Virya. So Vichitra Virya died before having any progeny. So Mother Satyavati called Devvrat that you marry these princesses. And Devvrat said, no, I cannot marry because I have taken this brahmacharya. So then Satyavati said, I have another son, which is Vedvyas. So she called Vedvyas. So Vedvyas gave birth to Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidur. So, but Vichitra, Devvrat is still there, who's Bhishma, who called Satyavati as his mother because Satyavati was married to his father. So, in that way, and then from Dhritarashtra we had Duryodhan and party, from Pandu we have Pandavas. So, in that way, he's a grandfather because he's just there in the family. Is that okay? Haribo, Ashok Prabhu.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare